press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello all, I hope that all are doing good. So today I am here with you with the new poem. The name of the poem is The Schoolboy. The Schoolboy, this is a poem about a boy who hates to go to school. Okay, so before I am going to start a poem, let's see about a poet introduction. So this poem was written by William Blake and he was born on 28th November in London in the year 1757. He was an English poet, painter and also printmaker. Okay, so this is, and also known for his experiment and also creativity. So he has so many of experiment in the way how he was expressive in the form of poet. Okay, so this is the quality of William Blake. And next, and he was during the time of William Blake, so the famous creativity the people likes are, that is painting and also poetry. Okay, so painting and poetry, this is the two important activity where the people likes too much. Okay, so this is the part of romantic movement. Okay, so then and about his notable works. So his notable works are which is the poem. So the poems are Songs of Innocence and also of Experience, and the Marriage of Heaven and Hell. Okay, and also Jerusalem, and then Milton. So all these are the famous poems, the notable works of William Blake. So let's see about a poem. Here, this poem is about a boy who hates to go to school. Okay, so he never likes to being at school where the people are, where the teachers are being as a strict supervision. So where they are giving the strictness. Okay, so he can't like it. So where the environment is about it's a very strict. Okay, it's very strict, and also he never liked it the way the teaching. So what the teachers are. So what then he is liking? He is liking to enjoy the nature. Okay, he loves to go to outside from the school. So there where the birds are chirping, so where the sun is rising. So he feels like he is in a cage, like a bird. Okay, so he wants freedom. So let's see that how the poet is giving the idea how the feelings of a boy. Okay, so through this poem. So let's see here. I'm going to read this poem first. Okay, the schoolboy in the poem is not a happy child. What makes him unhappy? Why does he compare himself to a bird that lives in a cage or a plant that withers when it should blossom? Okay, so this schoolboy is not happy. He is unhappy to go to school. What makes him unhappy then? So when he was going to school, so what are the things that makes him unhappy, and why does he compare himself to a bird that in cage? So he comparing himself to a bird which is living in a cage. Okay, so let's see, we will look into this poem. Or plant that withers when it should blossom. Okay, so let's move to the poem. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Ah, then its times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. How can the bird that is born for a joy sit in a cage and sink? How can a child when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? Oh, father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? William Blake. Okay, So here, let's look into the first stanza. So what the boy he wanted to do, so when he was in school. Okay, so let's see here. I love to rise in a summer morn. Morn means it's a morning. So he loves to rise. He wanted to get up in the summer month. Okay, so that is in the morning. I hear the speaker says. So who is the speaker here? That is a schoolboy. The speaker in this poem is schoolboy. Okay. Yes. Some of you are also not liking to go to school, is it? Because of your the pressure of your parents and for your future sake you are going. Okay, for you take this as a first for your all the activities what you like, you take it as a granted, is it? So is it? It will happen to some students. Okay, not to all, but it's okay. Okay, so how we will understand and how we are getting aware about the society, and also we are wanted to grow in the field of some of the scientific field or any other fields where we feel that education is important, then we will create an interest in studies. Okay, but we will discuss about this boy who hates to go to school. So then, I love to rise in summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. Okay, he wanted to get up early in the morning in the summer morning, so where the birds are singing. Okay, and on every tree, so where they are singing in every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn. Horn means blowing. So distance means the far away. So the huntsman he is blowing. Okay, so horning means he was blowing. That is huntsman. Distance is a far away. He can hear the sound of a huntsman who can blow. Okay, blow his the music. Then, and the skylar sings with me. Skylar is a kind of a bird which it sings with this boy. Oh, what sweet company! So here he is telling that the skylark. Okay, it is giving a company to the boy. Okay, so here he feels that what an enjoyable and pleasurable moment when I sing with the skylark bird. So when I hear the sound, the horn sound that is blowing in the wind, so where far away from the distance the huntsman is blowing that sound. Okay, so it gives a pleasantful morning. So what a sweet thing. Okay, so this is about this first paragraph. Then let's move to the second stanza. But to go to school in summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. So in the first paragraph, in the first stanza, poet is here the schoolboy. He is experiencing his liking here. Okay, what he likes. So he likes to get up in the early morning in the summer, and he wanted to enjoy the nature with the singing with the bird, that is a skylark, and every here and there on the tree the birds are singing. Okay, and also there is a far away from the distance, so the huntsman is blowing its wind. Okay, then and a skylark sings with me. So the skylark, even the birds is also singing with this boy. So what a beautiful company they are giving to this boy. So here in this stanza, he is liking the way what he looks, but in the second stanza, he is disliking being at school. Okay, so let's see here. But to go to school in summer morn. So what it is? But here he used the word but. Yes, the summer morning is very enjoyable for me. But in the summer morning, if I go to school, okay, so that makes me unhappy. So first is, it is giving a happiness of the child, and now next stanza it gives the unhappiness. Okay, so about this child. Oh, it drives all joy away. So when he was getting ready for a school, when he was going to school, so he feels that it looks all the joy where he wanted to enjoy the nature, okay, with the birds, with the trees, with the sun, with the summer morning. So it takes all his joy. Okay. Under a cruel eye outworn. Under a cruel outworn means tired. So where he feels tired there. So all the day he used to sit in a classroom. He used to listen the lessons. So it gives him a tired. Okay. The little one spent the day in sighing and dismay. Dismay means sadness. Seeing means when he was looking into the nature. Okay. So there, and seeing not the nature, it is in the class. Okay. Sighing and dismay. Dismay means sadness. So when he was sit in the class, so when he was see that the teachers, so where they are lecturing or teaching there, so that words and whatever they are, the way they are teaching, so he never liked it. Okay, so he feels sad, he feels unhappy because he was far away from the nature. So he was under the strict supervision by the teacher. So because of this, he never liking to being at school. Okay, so this is the second stanza. Then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. Then at times I drooping sit. Drooping means nervous. Okay, so that was the time when I feel nervous. So for what? I spend many an anxious hour which he feels nervous, but drooping. So where he was sat, okay, so where he was sat in a class, so there he feels nervous. Okay, then spend many an hour and not in my book I take delight. So those books where I am studying, so all the books, it takes my happiness. Okay, so here delight means it's a happiness. Nor sit in learning's bower. Learning's bower means a garden where he and taught in an interesting way by the nature, not by a teacher. Okay, learning's bower means where the boy is used to learn through the nature, not by the teacher. That is called learning bower. Okay, nor sit in learning bower. So he wanted to sit in the nature. He wanted to get taught by the nature. He needs that kind of experience, that feelings. Okay, so he needs to connect with the nature. He wanted to, but the way the teachers are teaching, so he never liked it. Okay, worn through with the dreary shower. Worn through means tired, and then dreary shower. Dreary shower means boring words. Worn through the words what the teachers are saying. Okay, so what the teachers are teaching, so that words, it gives him a tiredness. Okay, so this is called dreary. It's a boring words. So those words are boring. Okay, so this is about under the strict supervision of a teacher. That is called under the cruel eye outward. Then how can the bird that is born for a joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child when fears annoy but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? Here the bird, the speaker used to say about a bird. So how can the bird who born for a joy? So that is the bird who is born for a joy, for enjoying the day. Okay, but if we keep that bird in a cage, so how it was? Okay, then sit in a cage and sing. If that bird it is singing in a cage, so how it looks? So then how can a child when fears annoy? Okay, he just fears about embarrassment, annoying. The child is sitting in a room and just he was learning like a bird where he used to sing in a cage. So like that, he also feels annoyed. But droop his tender wing. Droop means bend. So you will bend the tender wings. The wings are for flying to get a freedom. So those wings will be bended. And forget his youthful spring. So that if I sat in a cage, so I will forget my youthful, that is childhood, to enjoy with nature. Okay, so don't put me in a cage. I wanted to be like a bird where he is to go freely. Okay, wherever he likes, he just go with the nature. So I wanted to learn through the nature, not by the teacher. Okay, so this is the way of the boy. He is giving his experiences. He is sharing his experiences. So how he feels when he was in a school. Of course, the school environment is also important, but the learning through the nature is also very important. Okay, so how much the academic learning is important, the nature's learning is also important for children. Okay, so this is then. Oh, father and mother, if buds are nipped. So he is asking to father and mother, his parents, that if buds are nipped, nipped means cut. If any buds, before it is blossom, if you cut the buds, So what will happen to that? So and blossoms blown away. So all the blossoms it will blown away. Okay, then flowers will be broken. So before it is, if you cut the buds, if you torn any of the leaves from a plant, so what will happen? So it will be a broken flower. Then and if the tender plants are stripped means deprived, so they become sad. So those tender plants become sad, and of their enjoy in the springing day by sorrow and the cares dismay. Dismay means shock. Okay, here the meaning of the dismay means shock. Okay, so here the poet used to say through the speaker, that is the boy. So what he is saying here, if you broke any buds, so before it blossoms, so what it will be? It will be a bended, it will become a dry. Okay, so it enjoys the day, that is spring day, what is called the spring day, with the sorrowness. Okay, with the shock, that it becomes dry. Okay, this is how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear. If you broke the plants or flowers, okay, if you cut, if you pluck it, you can take it, if you pluck it. Okay, so how they can enjoy the day? How can they give the fruits and flowers? Okay, so this is the way the boy is telling to the reader. So he is expressing his thoughts, he is expressing his feelings. Okay, the way the children are put in a school, okay, in a room, particular room, and all the day he is used to sit in the class, and he used to, the showers, the words are showering by the teachers. So it gives a boring classes. Okay, so rather than that, if you let us freedom, if you give a freedom to we children, so we can learn through the nature. Okay, so this is the message of this poem. So here it is very important poem it is, okay, written by William Blake. So through this poem, the poet wants to portray the schoolboy's feelings, okay, feelings, and how he feels unhappy when he was going to school, and then it was burden, and he feels burden of studies, which he put in a cage. He feels like that burden, it gives him a cage. Okay, you can see the picture here, how he was thinking about the nature while sitting under the tree. Okay, it's nothing but he was sitting in a room and he was thinking about the nature, the birds and also the trees. Okay, he wanted to learn, he wanted to learn, he wanted to learn through the nature. Okay. So this is about, so let's move to the poetic device. And you know that another one important point I need to add to this poem, that is, let us leave children to learn by themselves, okay, through the nature, and let them to be free. They should play, they should run, they should laugh. Okay, so we should not be more strict with the children. Okay, so why? Because they will skip the childhood days which they wanted to enjoy it actually. Okay, but we never thought of this because of the burden of the academics. We will never thought of it. We parents, we are never thought of it. As being a parents, we should have to just for a few time. So they should have to enjoy with the nature. The children should enjoy with the nature. So this is the message the poet wanted to convey, the message through this poem. I hope that you all are understood this poem, and the children also. Now children don't think that the academics are not important. So this is also very important. Learning through the information, the knowledge what you are getting in the school. So that is more important, because you are going to shape your future. You make your future bright. So that is in your hand. You should have to work hard. But more than that, that enjoying and playing. So you have to concentrate in studies, but you have to connect with the nature. Okay, so these are everything. You should have to be involve yourself in every activity. So this is my point of view to tell about you people. Okay, I hope that you all are understand this poem very well. Okay, so now we will learn about poetic device. Okay, so how the poet has used that poetic techniques. So with the help of the techniques, we are going to enjoy this poem. It's very important here. Okay, so let's see about poetic device. That the first one is imagery. Okay, so the first poetic device is imagery. Okay, before I'm going to move to imagery, so let's say about rhyme scheme of this poem. So the rhyme scheme of this poem is, so let's check out with the stanzas. So if you see the first stanza, so there are the words which is rhyming. Okay, the rhyming words are, the first stanza you can take moon, then tree, then horn, and me, and company. Okay, so these words are having a rhyme scheme. So in this, moon, it has denoted as a, okay, tree. So it is not rhyming with tree. Moon is not rhyming with tree word. So we will denote it as another term B. Next is horn. So horn, moon. Horn is rhyming with moon. So we should have to denote this term as A. Okay. Then tree, me. Okay, tree, me. So here me is rhyming with tree. Then we should have to denote with B. Then company. Company. So tree, me, company, me. So it is also rhyming with the me and tree. So we should have to denote it as a B. So here the rhyme scheme is AB, A, B, B. Okay. So what is the rhyme scheme in this poem is used by the poet, that is AB, A, B, B. So this is. So next is about imagery. Imagery. So what is this imagery? Here the imagery means the poet tries to create an image, okay, so in the reader's mind. So the poet wants to try to create an image in the reader's mind. When we read this poem, so we started creating images of the boy. So when we started creating images of a boy who is sitting in a class, okay, and he is reading books, and he was reading, the teacher is he is being taught in the class, and he is enjoying the nature. So we are creating images in our mind. So this is the imagery, okay, where poet is creating a imagination or images, so in a reader's mind. Okay, so this is. So then here the lines called, which are the lines we can say that is the imagery here. That is the, you can take the sentence stanza called mood of summer morning. Mood of summer morning. So summer morning in the first line. So there it creates the imagery. Summer morning. Summer morn. It's a morning. Okay. So then next is the birds singing. The birds singing. So this is also imagery. Then next is huntsman who blows his horn. Huntsman, okay, huntsman with his horn. So that is called as an imagination, imagery. Skylark singing with the schoolboy. So skylark sings with me. So there he creates the imagination. So these are called as an imagery. Then next is metaphor. Next is metaphor. So metaphor means the two things are compared with each other for their similarities. Okay, so when two things are compared with the similarities with each other, when two things are compared with each other with their similarities, is called as a metaphor. So how we can say that the lines are called as metaphor? So let's see here. How can the bird that is born? Okay, how can the bird that is born? So here the two things are comparing here. What the things are? So bird and also the boy. It is comparing the born for joy. So they are born for a joy. So the children also born for a joy. Here the children and the birds are comparing here. Okay, so with the same similarities, the similarity of the bird and the child is the similar one. So this is called as a metaphor. Next line is for joy. Next is for joy sit in cage and sing. Okay, so for joy which he sing in a cage. For joy sit in a cage and sing. Okay, so this is, so here also, so where the boy is comparing himself to a bird where he sits in a cage, and so bird is also singing, he is also reading, okay, and he is enjoying by looking out from the cage. Okay, so this is, next is alliteration. The next poetic device is alliteration. Alliteration, here the repetition of beginning consonant sound, okay, in the two similar words, that one after the another. So here the words like skylark sing, so these words, it begins with the consonant sound sa and sa, okay, the same sound, that is sa. So these words are called as a alliteration. Okay, here the technique has used called alliteration. The next is blossoms blown. Okay, so blossoms blown, so ba sound has used, okay, twice, that is ba. So this is called as a alliteration. So it has repeatedly used here, that is the consonant sound. So this is about the poem and the introduction of a poet, and also the explanation we have covered, and the poetic devices. I hope that you all enjoyed this class, and you learned about how the schoolboy is hates to go to school. Okay, so don't do. You people are, so you all are loving to go to school, is it? So this is the time we all are sitting at home. Okay, so there was once upon a time what we are thinking, so being at school, being at home, we feel happy, we feel freedom. But now you think that the way you are feeling at home, okay, so you are boring and you can't go out, you can't step out that as you like. But before this lockdown, so how we are enjoying the school, is it? And especially the children, is it? The children, they are sitting at home, they are having some restriction with their parents, not by the teachers, is it? So it's okay, we will meet, we are having one-on-one conversation and we are interacting in our classes. Okay, so just think the value of education, okay, and value of education, and how the school is also important part of our life. Okay, so I hope that you all are understood and you are enjoyed. So all of you, we will meet you in the next class. Till then, all of you stay at home, keep learning. Thank you.